Okay, so I printed off these butterflies. Hopefully you can see them over here. And I'd been back and forth with how I wanted to prep the cup because I knew I wanted like an alcohol ink rainbow, but I wanted a lot of white left in it. So what I've decided is I'm going to like hand place the inks after the water slides go on. That way the swirl of the butterflies can be followed with the inks. So I'm going to prep a couple of my butterflies to start. I'm going to actually lift the rest of them so they don't get wet before I want them to. I'm going to take a couple of these paper towels out from under here. Alright, so I'm just going to start sliding them on in place. And I could actually just do these this way. They don't even really need a lot of effort put in because they're so tiny. I'm going to get the next couple loaded. And while I do that, I will make sure these ones are good. And I'm going to get the last two in there. So once these are all placed, I'm going to let them sit and dry. That's about perfect. That's exactly what I wanted it to do. And the last one, I am just going to put on the bottom. I had originally had this one first in line, but I changed my mind on it. I decided I wanted the purple, the lavender, back into the magenta for the bottom rather than the first one. So I'm going to get that tucked into the space at the bottom. All I did to prep this tumbler, this is a 20-ounce skinny from Maker Flow. This is just spray painted, you know, prepped and spray painted. So you may see a little bit of the edge under the epoxy, but hopefully not too awful much. So I'm going to, like I said, set this aside, let it dry, and I will be back for the ink process. Okay, so my water slide is dry, and I have a ton of inks pulled. So I'm going to get some gloves on and jump in. I have a bunch of makeup wedges that I cut in half because I don't need them full size. I have a little piece of plastic under here I'm going to use to drip some inks on. I pulled a ton of colors because I want to be able to like blend it down as I go, since the butterflies blend. So I'm just going to start by putting some color down. Just doing it on the plastic because it was the biggest non-porous surface I had handy. I'm not sure I like that for a yellow. It looks orange on there, but we'll see. This green always comes out fast. Okay, so that gives me something to start with. I'm just going to try and do like a band of rainbow in between. I don't want to do the whole cup. I do want to leave some white. So I'm just going to start filling in and kind of blending out as I go somewhat. For that yellow, I'm not sure about. I guess that'll work. So it's just going to kind of work away from itself as I go. I may come back in with a different yellow and darken that up some. I don't think I'm going to put any kind of saying on this. I'm just going to leave it as is. I get the rest of my colors laid down. Oop. I forgot these are not pull-offs, they're pop-offs. I do have to pay a little bit better attention to my spacing to fit the rest of these. These two are for the bottom. So I'm going to hold off on them. Soak those colors up. And the next two. And last. These ones are going to kind of end up rolling on the bottom a little bit. So there's where I'm at right now. Get a little bit on the bottom of just these. Definitely don't need much of those two. Okay, so I'm going to grab another yellow quick. This one's super bright though. It's almost too bright. Alright, so what I want to do is grab a brush. million brushes with alcohol and inks all over. But I'm going to start with a fresh one for this. I'll grab a little cup and a little bit of alcohol in the cup. And a paper towel. So, what I want to do is, I'm just going to get my brush slightly wetted down. And I'm just going to come back and soften up some of these lines. Spread some of these inks. And just kind of blend them back out in general. And I'm just going to work them until I get the kind of effect I'm going for. You know, let the ink kind of run in some, the alcohol run in some spots. To blend it together till you like what you have. I'm just going to keep rinsing that brush out here and there. See what I can do at the bottom here. So that kind of blends nicely up over the edge a bit. So, I think I want to clean this out really good because I want to go back up towards the top just a tiny bit. Okay. I want to soften up this first edge here. Give it more of the watercolor effect. I want to do that here too. Alrighty, so that's all I'm going to do with my inks. I'm going to let my inks sit and dry for just a little bit. And a little hair there. Then we come in with a layer of cheat glitter and epoxy over the top. So I'm going to let this sit for not too long. I only usually let my ink sit for maybe 15 minutes. I don't seal them or anything. So I will be back when I am ready with the epoxy. Okay, I am ready to get resin on this one. I am going to put some of my Girl's Best Friend Diamond Dust Cheat in the mix. Whoops. Hold please. That was the sound of my one turner dropping the arm. I had to go fix it quick. So this is a super fine powdery glitter. You've seen me use it before. I'm going to put a little bit in my resin. Probably just about that much. It really doesn't take much, and you're going to want to stir slow because otherwise you'll kick it up and have it absolutely everywhere. So there. Make sure you mix it really well though, so it gets thoroughly incorporated, so you get an even spread. Okay. And this is just the first coat that's going on this tumbler. It'll end up with 3 before I'm done. But this coat's fine to start. It's a 20-ounce skinny, and that was somewhere between 15 and 20 I put on here. Because I went straight onto the spray paint with my water slides, you will likely see a little bit of the edge of the water slide, but the diamond dust will kind of help cover some of that. But as you can see, this is KS Resin Liquid Stone. I am not smearing my inks at all. These are not sealed. Like I said, it's been about 20 minutes since I applied them, and just right on to the next step. So I will probably put a little more diamond dust in the second coat and then do a third coat just clear. It's not really going to affect the look of the cup at all though. What you're seeing now is pretty much finished product. So I'm going to pull my gloves off, give this a quick torch, and bring you down for a look. Very basic concept, but really stunning cup overall. I saw this butterfly set and the idea popped in my head almost immediately. And I could have done a white resin base and then done the inks over the top of the glitter and basically ended up with the exact same effect. So whichever way you're more comfortable working, if you're not comfortable working directly on the white base. So I'm going to bring you down. Sorry about my hand. I've got a hair there I've got to get on the next pass around. So I'm going to hold you with one hand and get ready. There. That is out. I'm going to have to torch where that just ran across when I lifted it. So, quick torch again. There. Alright, so I would like to switch direction on this, actually. I feel like it should be running the rainbow towards me. I love the way the colors matched up here. I put a lot of thought into picking all of those colors, so. Love how the bottom looks. So, there you go. I hope you guys love this one as much as I do. And thank you, as always, for watching. I appreciate you all. Have a wonderful day.